What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another ball review. Today we're going to do a little more of a comparison review for this installment of my ball reviews. We're going to look at two balls that are at the bottom of my arsenal, the Ivory Rhino Pro, and I'm going to compare that to the Hammer Scorpion Strike. Now both these balls are drilled very similar, but first, before we get into that, make sure you do that thing, hit that like, subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications so you know my content hits the internet. And I also want to thank Pinchasers Veterans for allowing me to come out here and do my videos. If you're digging this jersey, this is the Ethos Hybrid jersey. Make sure you go to coolwick.com and use this code for 10% off at checkout. I and the channel will really appreciate the support. All right, so let's see what these balls look like on the inside and the cover. All right, there's their Ivory Rhino Pro. Core, cover, core numbers. You see lower differential, so this is going to flare less in the cover. Okay, now let's look at the Scorpion Strike. The Scorpion Strike core numbers and cover right there. Now both these balls are drilled very similar. The Scorpion Strike I drilled first, so I've converted over. We are dual angle layout from here on out, no more VLS. The dual angle layout for the Scorpion Strike is right there. And the dual angle layout for the Rhino Pro is right there. So they are very similar in layouts, only off by a little bit, so they should be very similar in shape when it comes to the layout. But we're going to go out here on this house shot. It is fresh because I wanted to showcase how weak these balls kind of are compared to the other stuff. If I came out here on a transitioning house shot, I'd probably be moving left, throwing it right, and it'll look like the balls are a lot stronger than they really are. Now the finish, we're going to look at the Scorpion Strike first. The finish on that ball is right here. Now for this comparison, both balls will be at 2000 by hand, so that way the surface on the outside are both the same. All right, Scorpion Strikes first. Let's get out here on the lanes and throw some shots. Now as normal, like as I posted in my other videos, this does have the hammer shape. It is very continuous down lane, so it should be that same way, but it should give me more length since it is on the lower end of your arsenal. You see already after a few shots, it's already real slow in the back. I've used this ball in my second shift league, probably about a game, trying to get used to it. I've taken different balls and I've taken different balls just to try out and see what works on my second shift league rather than for a fresher house shot. This ball from in that league is stronger than the Rhino Pro. The Rhino Pro I've been using the last couple weeks from just my first game only, because as I move in and go a little more left to right with it, it is a little more forward than I would like. But hopefully we're going to showcase that for you today in this video. Now after my first regional, I am messing around with surfaces on the bowling balls because I just got to get rid of the under-over, need a small transition from oil to dry. So on these two balls, they are pearls, so they are probably going to keep them at both at 2000. Oh, that's a bad one. I got it out there though. Ooh, messengers, baby, messengers. That's what we like to see. All right, so with both of the two layouts, I should get like a slower shape down lane, not as a longer length as what I want. That way the core should push the ball down lane more than the cover, because they are more on the weaker side. But these balls are stronger than you think. They're not like in the bottom of the arsenal where like a Hammer Raw or a regular Rhino would be. These are a couple steps up from both of those balls. All right, after that messenger, let's switch over to the Rhino Pro and see a little bit of a difference. I'm going to stay in the same spot. You can see I'm playing farther right, more in the dry, because these are weaker balls. So I need to stay in the dry more. Yeah, that one, not as good a shot as I wanted, but that one's a lot rounder, a lot smoother. It is weaker than the Scorpion Strike for me. So that one I'm going to have to move a little bit right and get it more in the dry a little bit earlier. And that's why I've been having success with it in my second shift league, because they are a lot drier to the right after the league before us. And but when I have to move left with this ball, I am going to ball up because there is more oil to the left. Sometimes the house shots get a little cliff, so I'm not going to be using that when I move left. All right, let me throw a better shot. I came around that one a little bit. Gotta get my hand more underneath the ball, give you a better shape. There we go, that's in the dry. More like that. For me, both of these balls, even though they're similar layouts and we have similar surfaces, the Scorpion Strike is about 2 or 3 more than the Rhino Pro. And with the Rhino Pro, I can play a lot straighter with it, as you can see from that last shot, where the Scorpion Strike, I do have to give it a little bit of shape unless I have a little more volume in the front. All right, let's switch back over to Scorpion Strike, and then we'll start moving a little bit left into more oil, so we can see how much different they are when the balls go through the oil to the dry. All right, so we're gonna make a bigger move. We're just gonna move left, move more towards second arrow with the Scorpion Strike. As you see from the first shot I threw with the Rhino Pro, it might not recover much. I might have to throw it more right. Like that, you can see with the Scorpion Strike, you move left, more oil. It is a lot more responsive down lane than the Rhino Pro. From when I play a little bit farther right. Now that I move left, maybe the Rhino Pro is going to be a little more responsive, but it still should have a more forward shape where the Scorpion Strike is going to be more continuous for me. One more shot with the Scorpion Strike, and then I'll throw the Rhino Pro. You see, I am getting it to the right earlier than I want because I need the dry to help it out. If I'm too shallow in the front right now where I'm at, it's probably not going to recover down lane like I want it to. Like that one was farther left down lane than the last one, and the last one really blended the wet dry. That one kind of wiggled a little bit down lane, and that's what I'm talking about. When you move more left on house shots, a little more volume, these weaker balls might give you the under over. I could probably scratch it up and give it a little more surface. That'll help it cut through the oil, but I don't want to do that. I could just ball up. It's a lot easier to do that than change these surfaces. We want to match the surface with the ball to your game. All right, so this ball, now that I moved farther left and more oil, it should be rounder and it should be slower than the Scorpion Strike. Exactly, see? Got that ball in the more oil. I really need more dry in the front in order for this ball to transition and make the right shape. Since I moved into more oil, it just was skating, and when it hit the dry, it was very confused. Okay, so off of that shot, I'm gonna move a couple right. Like I said, it was about 3 boards stronger, so I'm gonna move 3 right and play a little straighter with it, than going more left to right. Like that. So the first shot I threw with the Scorpion Strike and that shot right there, they're down the lane. It was in a similar spot because it came off the dry. The Scorpion Strike was quicker. That one was a little more quicker than the previous shot because I put it in the dry earlier. But you can see as I move left and with this ball, because it is weaker, I'm really gonna have to be really steep in order to get it to make a shape rather than play straighter in more oil. But that ball, from when I've used it in my league, based on that last shot, that's how I want to use it. I'm always going to use it in that kind of zone, and I'm going to use it with that shallow of an angle. All right, one more time, and go in between those 2 shots, come around it a little bit and see if it does go quicker or if it actually just stays slow like the first shot was over the last 2. Came around that one. Or do that. Come around it a little bit more. It made it push it down the lane a little bit, and then it came off the dry. It wasn't as quick as the Scorpion Strike, but it still blended the wet dry that time. All right, now let's switch over to the Scorpion Strike again. We'll move one more zone with both these balls, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so now I am moving more left. I'm in more oil, so I'm gonna have to be steeper in the front to get it to the dry earlier. But also I'm gonna have to come around a little bit just to get it to shape, because I'm not sure if it's gonna blend the wet dry the right way on the fresher house shot. And it did. Moved more left, came more around it. It's blending the wet dry really nice. I don't know. since that one was really good, we're gonna switch over to the Rhino Pro and see if I can strike off it, and I'm sure we're gonna finish it up. We might throw a couple more shots because we gotta end on a strike. Same thing, well, I'm gonna move, my feet are gonna be too right of that last one, but I'm gonna send it to the right spot, same spot, and try to. And I'm gonna come around it just like that last one. See if they have the same shape or not. And no. You can tell that one's a lot weak. I didn't throw it as good on the bottom. I missed it at the bottom, but it's just not, you could really tell the difference between these two balls, and the layouts are pretty similar. Like I said, I can't end on a strike. Can't end on a bad shot, I gotta end on a strike. All right, so this time I'm gonna move up, move right, go slower, get it on the lane earlier, and see if it makes the same type of shape as that scorpion strike. And there he is, it did. It was a little later, still a little more confused, but it made it up to the pocket. All right guys, that's my ball comparison review on the Hammer Scorpion Strike, and I'm comparing it to the Brunswick Ivory Rhino Pro. Make sure you do that thing, hit that like, subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications so you know my content hits the internet. And more ball reviews are coming along the way. Next one up should be the Hypnotize, and a few other new balls that are just getting released here next week or so. All right, peace out, thanks.